So 2020 was a rough year for many businesses. How was your experience as a CEO dealing with the pandemic?
So first, it was rough. I got locked out of well, not that rough. I was in Bali and then on the West Coast on the ocean in Canada. So
Not that bad.
No, can't complain. But everyone has their troubles that happened during the pandemic, and mine was just that I was alone and couldn't come back to the company. And that, I think there's also a lot of anti-China sentiment going around, plus the pandemic, plus a bit of a recession. There was a lot going on. I was nervous, right? And not being able to talk to my team every day was obviously pretty tough. I think, what I saw happening quickly is a lot of our competitors, shut the doors. A lot of people went bankrupt. I think people thought China's getting expensive. China's not cheap anymore. There's a lot of things going on that, maybe manufacturing is going to go to different places in the world. And while I think that's credible in a lot of ways, that's never been what our business model was. Our business model was always not cheap, but high quality. And if you look at the top companies in the world, the best brands in the world, most of them are made here, right? And it's not just tech. And so instead of being worried, we doubled down. In the past, we've had a lot of success when our customers are able to come to China and see what we do and see the level of professionalism and how much detail we put into our work, how strong our team is, all that stuff. So with nobody able to travel, nobody able to come here, we had to figure out and pivot a way that we could double down and seize some of the market share that our competitors were leaving behind. And so we built a marketing department. Until very recently, we've been word of mouth. A lot of great companies refer business to us, but in order to scale, in order to double down, we needed to start doing some marketing ourselves. So really what we did during the pandemic is start a marketing department and start to put ourselves out there so that the people that couldn't travel and come see for themselves had a window into what we do as a company.
Cool. So, I know you touched a little bit on this, but are there any key factors that you can point that actually help you get through managing a business from abroad?
Yeah, I think it keeps you honest. When you're in the office every day, it's easy to be busy, right? It's easy to have everybody like, oh wow, Josh is always in the office. But whether it's in Bali or in Canada on a completely different time zone, basically 180 on its head from night to day. You just have to work, right? People don't know what you're doing. Your customers don't know what you're doing. Your colleagues don't know what you're doing. And when you're by yourself, I think you do some pretty deep reflection on, am I actually working as hard as I put out there or not? And I think that really helped me make that decision that yes, I want to work hard whether people see or not.
Okay, and what did you see in terms of everyone else in the company who was here without a CEO? How do you think they managed their day-to-day?
Some people left, but most didn't. And a few people really rose to the challenge and filled in some big shoes. Not saying mine, they're almost like invisible shoes, right? As a company that's scaling, there's a lot of positions that aren't filled and that you don't even know what the shoe is, right? People defined their careers this year and really started to shine. And when there was opportunity, some people did a really good job.
Very cool. What would you say to someone looking to build a product in China now and is thinking, I can't visit at the moment, maybe it's not the right time, they have nervous thoughts about quality control or sending money to China? What are your thoughts there?
Well, I'm biased, but go to our website, follow us on social, and see what we're doing, right? It's 2021. You don't really need to be somewhere to see and to feel what that place, what that company is. If people are doing a good job of representing who they are, you can find them, right? We're as transparent as ever. Again, not really by choice, but the forced pivot, I think, allowed us to really grow and allow people to really see inside what we do. I think a lot of those fears go away when you start following people and seeing what they're doing.
And lastly, do you have any thoughts on what the state of Chinese manufacturing is now? I know you mentioned some people might think it could be moving towards other countries, or do you think there's still a runway there, or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, excuse the French, but the shit is leaving, right? And I don't just mean shit products. I mean the shit businesses. No offense to them, but you know, when there's turbulence, only the strong survive. And the factories that are still here are good, right? The companies that were just getting by pre-COVID are gone, right? They didn't manage. If you can't manage pre-COVID, how are you going to manage during COVID? And so if you want to build something that's cheap, China's not the spot. If you want to build something low quality that's on the bottom shelf of Walmart, China's not your spot, guaranteed. But if you want to build something that's going in the Apple store or that you're selling for 5x your competitors, China's still the spot. You know, I think probably for at least a decade, but nobody's rising to the challenge. What's happening is Chinese factories know that the cost of working here is high. So they take some of their best staff and they go to Vietnam and set up a factory. But you can't just replicate quality when it comes to production, right? You can't just be like, okay, move to Vietnam, now we can make it there. No, you know, these factories have decades of infrastructure, not just the people, not just the machinery, but the systems, the way everything works, the way everything comes together. So I would say at least a decade for most industries, tech probably longer.
Okay. Is there anything you would have done differently during the pandemic, or maybe some things that you would employ other business owners to do differently, or to do as you did it, apart from your marketing efforts?
Yeah, I had one chance to come back a little earlier, I would have taken it. But I thought, you know, it's just like, it's gonna be gone in a month or something, you know, might as well be in Bali for a month. One of my partners was there. I would have come back, right? But you know, again, it was eye-opening because we were forced into making a lot of the decisions that we made, and a lot of those had lots of silver linings. So I think, you know, if you're realizing things in business during COVID, they probably apply to all times, and don't wait, get started on them now.
Awesome. Okay, I think that's all I got.